Who got time? Who got time? Who got time? Who got time? Come on, what you talking about? Are you keeping it really real or you running your mouth? Who got time? Real talk, we ain't playing. This is grown folk business. What the hell you saying? Who got time? We with the lives chat, no bullshit.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Who got time? Who got time? Who got time? Who got time?
Good morning, Pookies. I think y'all know it's morning time because I'm always here in the daylight. I don't film at night. I don't know why. I think it's my producer, Josefina. She be acting like she got things to do. How y'all doing? Welcome to Who Got Time. We're here to talk about all things pop culture, as in all things that occur to me to talk about in pop culture, because I don't really care about it all. And my favorite shows. I'm a real Bravo hood rat. But sometimes there are other things I watch and we'll talk about it. I also pay attention to things happening in the world. But I'm trying to stay off that political track because you know how that goes. Either you were part of the 92, 94. What was the percent, Josefina? Producer Josefina is here today. Yeah. Either you were part of the 94% or you weren't. Like, what else is there to talk about? So, anywho, up first, because I know you were waiting. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Josefina, did you watch this week?
I did not.
I don't know how long you're gonna be here. Rachel's out, still winning. Still winning! Go Rachel, go Rachel. She was on Watch What Happens live with Andy Cohen, and she said something about being fearful of the reunion. And she was like, and if I get invited back for a second season, she was on with Reza from Now, the Valley, Persian South. And they were both looking at her like, what you mean if you get invited back? Like, I'm sorry, you're Rachel effing Zoe, and you're kicking ass. Of course you're going to get invited back. Yeah, because if they don't invite her back, I'm boycotting. And my boycott matters. Rachel, I love how you are supportive of all teams. If they right, they right. And if they wrong, they wrong. I'm here for that. I'm also appreciative of how you're like, no, I'm not going to exclude anyone just because they're not getting along. So you invite everybody to the Hamptons this season, this episode, and you let Kyle and Dorit know that you are inviting the other and be on your best behavior, ladies, because nobody got time for your foolishness. I need a break. It was supposed to be a hot cold summer. Also, to see Rachel as a child when they did the flashback pictures, so cute. She's really always been tiny. Yikes. Anywho, love the reason that she gave on Watch What Happens Live when they asked about her giving grace. I took notes. She was like, somebody, I think like there was a write-in comment, and they were like, well, why do you always give Dorit grace just like Bose and not everybody else? And she was like, it's not that I don't give everyone else grace. It's that the length of my relationship with Dorit isn't the same as Kyle. I understood that because when you have a long-term relationship with someone, there's so much build-up, there's so much history, there's so much give and take, forgiving and hating, being angry, and blah blah blah. There's a lot of water under that goddamn bridge. She doesn't have that with Dorit. So she gets to be fresh in the moment, is still new. She can be what people deem as nicer, kinder. Because they haven't pissed each other off yet. So I got it. I completely understood. We're moving on to Amanda, the cult survivor slash money queen. Because I'm always leave the cult survivor now. Because they keep making it a thing. Yo, did y'all know, see, here on the internet, Beyonce's internet, how this girl gave an interview with, I think it was an E Entertainment interviewer, talking about how Bose came to her for, I'm looking at my producer, Josefina, who looked up at me in shock, for advice, Josefina. She claims that Bose came to her for advice regarding selling a package the way she sells packages, and that Bose got some nerve coming for her when she sought out advice from her and talked about how whatever she's selling isn't making money and she's taking a loss, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to pause on that one just for it to sink in and then for you to show your shock and disbelief. Go. Mm-hmm. That's what the lady said. And I'm looking around like, huh?
I'm assuming you don't believe her.
Not in a million years. I don't believe her, not because it's impossible for both to have done the thing. Bose is nobody's fool. She's not going to give you ammunition to play with her. She's not going to do that. This woman is in the Hall of Fame for marketing. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that there was a Hall of Fame for marketing? She has made it in. That's like making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you're an artist, a musical artist. I don't know why they never invite me to those parties. I want to be down. I have musical stylings. But anyway, I digress. Moving on to Dorit. She pissed me off this season. I mean, this episode. Sorry. She pissed me off this episode because we already know she's drinking the rage juice on another level. I am a divorcee. I remember how that felt. And I remember one friend in particular saying to me, no, because you were always angry. You were like always yelling. Like you were just, and I was like, was I? And I kind of had to look back with honest eyes and admit I was a raging bitch. But I didn't know that my friends were taking it personally and that I was hurting them with my aggression and right? So I can give grace in that regard when it comes to Dorit. But let me say this. I'm gonna only give you so much grace. I need you to dial back the naivete. You really thought that Mauricio was gonna represent himself in an honest way when talking to you about Piqué, and you thought that he was going to go back and report to Kyle in an honest way in regards to your interaction? You thought that he was going to sit in front of you and tell you anything other than, nah, my friend PK is here to support and be an amazing dad, and he's great. That man knows that PK supposedly is an alcoholic. And he said, no, he's not drinking that much. Because she said, he's drinking again. You know this. He was like, no, he's not drinking that much. He only has a glass of wine. He's totally like lucid. He's just giving reasons and explaining away why it's all good. I didn't understand why you called for this meeting to begin with. Then you further insult us by expecting him to give you clarity, honesty, and support. You're not his friend. You're not his friend. I'm gonna also need you to understand, stop talking to Kyle about what's really happening, because Kyle is not your friend in this moment. Kyle's more worried about how she and Mauricio are moving. She needs that bridge between the two of them to remain intact. So yeah, they're having conversations. They're still having quote unquote pillow talk. It's just not in the bed, but they still chatting. And you're a safe neutral topic because those two also have beef. But talking about neutral things keeps them on an even plane. Duh. I couldn't roll my eyes any harder. Then you go to the Hamptons, Kyle, with Dorit and the rest of the ladies. You sitting at the dinner table and you have the audacity, even though you told Erica, Amanda, and everybody who was within earshot that you were going to mind your business and not talk about it and not bring it up no more. You say, so how'd that conversation go with Mauricio? You didn't say anything. Girl, you like it. You like the whippings you be getting. You like the lambasting that she delivers. You haven't spoken to this girl since you walked out on that dinner after you tried to school her. You sounded crazy, by the way, at the dinner. You sounded crazy. And you looked crazy. Also, the producers and the cameramen, they don't like you because they were catching you looking cross-eyed every which way through the whole section of the episode. They did you dirty. They didn't like you this season. I don't know what you did to them, but you might want to bring them something like gifts or treats or something so they could be nicer to you because it was wrong how they did you. And I know you're not cross-eyed like that. Like it was really all of it. Wow. Just wow. Okay, so you ask her this in front of everyone, like you genuinely care, knowing she's gonna go on a whole nother tangent when you just finished complaining about how all she does is complain about PK and talk shit about PK. Let me just check you off my no Christmas cards for you because you are not genuinely here to help that girl heal. Okay, good talk. What's wrong with you? Go worry about your daughter's freaking wedding and the fact that you and Mauricio are not together, but she's getting married. Who cares? She's getting married. She's happy. That's what you should be concerned about, girl. Ugh, pissing me off, making my coffee cold. Sutton. So I've seen some of the clips for the coming attractions for future episodes. Sutton doing the work. Sutton is doing the work that Kyle and Dorit should be doing. Sutton is mindful of what comes out of her mouth. Sutton let Amanda know she playing stupid games and she got stupid prizes. Sutton came through and said, baby, you behaving like those people who go to the restaurant, eat the steak, and then want to complain when the bill comes. You were talking smack about Dorit. Yeah, I told her you had opinions during the conversations that we were having. And when she came to you, you kept deflecting. She didn't come to you on some rah-rah. She had questions. You were talking about her. And you kept deflecting and kicking the ball to Kyle and Kyle and Kyle, but Kyle and Kyle. Everybody else at the table co-signed, and you still couldn't hear her though. But good on you, Sutton. Good job, Sutton. In the coming attractions, though, you see them feeding you breadcrumbs of how Sutton is also going to let Dorit have it. And to that I say, thumbs up. The white thumbs up. Use the right complexion when I do it for Sutton. Because Sutton, look here. You realize that you walk delicate ground. You're on thin ice with Dorit because Dorit is insane and drinking the rage juice. But you also recognize, wait a minute now. We've been watching you be nasty all season. You're coming for people all season, which is true. Dorit's feelings are they're not even in her throat. They're right here. They're about to vomit right out her mouth. She's doing everything she can to hold them back at all times. So it is correct. She has been snippy, snipey, nasty, crotchety, everything a cranky old man could be. She's been it. And then some. I just hope you're prepared for the blowback. Because you light in a match, babes. And she's straight kerosene, that Dorit. Good luck. But good for you. Good job this season. Good job, Sutton. Erica Jane, all I could say is you make me giggle because when Erica sat at Amanda's table during that luncheon and was like, wait, they're in the Hamptons, and then told us, I want to be in the Hamptons. I'm not here with you boring ass bitches. Because me too, Erica. Me too. I love her. That's it. That's all. I mean, Dorit, I think she's going to end this season on a hope they still like me in a couple months kind of way. But everybody else, they're doing their best. And when I mean best, they're shutting the fuck up and just letting you make a fool of yourself. Hope you remember to apologize. Because that's gonna be needed to make your way back. Jolie. Also, you don't know what this man got in the bank. You don't know how this man gonna pay bills for you and your kid, but you just bought an $11,000 purse that could hold literally my lip gloss, a pen, and my keys. It don't even hold my big ass cell phone because I have a Max. For real? Okay. That's what you're doing with 11K. You couldn't buy a Coach bag? You could buy $1,000 Coach bag. It would have been adorable. They have really Coach stepped up their game, and that's quality goods. That's it. That's all on Beverly Hills. Love them. Can't wait. Moving right along. Southern Charm. You put my pens out. You put my pens out because Southern Charm, they did it again. Those boys. Wait a minute. Let me just pause for a moment and speak directly to someone who commented on the Who Got Time page and said, and this is not a negative thing. I want to have the conversation, so I'm going to say it here, and then you can respond. I don't remember who. I forgot to write down who the commenter was, but on the last episode, this person tagged in and said, hey, I really feel like we're setting up unreasonable expectations for Vanita being one of one. Vanita is one of one, and we're setting the bar extremely high for her in our expectations, knowing this show was built for men. And it's unfair. We're being unfair to her, especially when these people are literally boxing her out, icing her out. I'm paraphrasing. This was not word for word what it says, but I got the gist of it. And I have to say, I agree and disagree. And I usually don't do that. I'm either on or off. It's very rarely that there's gray, but there's gray here. So I understood what you meant when you said we're holding her to a higher standard. You're correct. Because being the only person of color in the room means automatically the weight is heavier on your shoulders. I am usually one of one, sometimes one of two in a room in my career, in my day job, right? Throughout my career, throughout my 25 to 28 years of working in corporate America. That means you show up different out the gate. You can't come in regular and okey doke. That's just the way it is in this life. I didn't make the rules. I wish I could change the rules, but the rules aren't changing and they are what they are. And you want to play this game, so you got to come in correct. So that means she's supposed to show up ready, willing, and able to perform. Somebody on the Tickety Talk said, being in corporate America is like being an actress or an actor. This job means you are performing all the time when you're there, when you're with the people. You're going to win an Emmy, an Oscar, a Golden Globe. You're going to be an EGOT winner at the end of the day if you're doing it right. So she should have known not to let her guard down to such a degree with a new friend at that. Let's talk about Madison and Vanita as my example. Madison and Vanita have known each other for over a decade. Madison has been angry with Vanita in the first or second season when she came in. They had beef because Madison didn't feel like Vanita had her back. But it wasn't knock down, drag out, let me tell all your secrets beef. That's not how Madison moves. Like her or hate her, respect her or not, that was true friendship showing up. They mended their fences, they talked it out, they came back full circle. I appreciate that. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I'm not supposed to. I really wish I did, but I don't. That's what friendship looks like. This girl, Sally Wally Polly Pocket, was new on the scene. You, Vanita, were being messy. Sometimes you could be messy with your good Judies. She ain't your good Judy yet. She didn't prove herself to be that, right? So you're busy talking crap about people who you think this is just a gossipy moment and I can. And she turned around and when you pissed her off, flipped that shit right back on you and had the audacity to say to all, being Molly, and to your face in front of Whitner, I believe you were pitting us against each other. I believe you were enjoying making us hate each other. I'm sorry, huh? Molly has made it clear that Sally is not a good friend. They knew each other when they worked together at Republic years ago. And she talks about how they were really cool in the beginning. But you know what I noticed about Sally? If you're not helping her elevate, if you're not doing nothing for her, she ain't got very much for you. She's going to use you for what it's worth in the moment at the time. And for her, it's just, no, we was just having a good time. And, it fades out. It's not a big deal to her because you know what she's always going to do, which we already know ad nauseum, center penis. Yes, Josefina, I use the P word. She will center men and their parts at all times. And I mean it exactly how I said it. So to your comment, sir, and to your credit, yeah, it is very difficult. We are putting a lot of weight on Benita because we expect her to be better than the average. And then people are average. I do expect more of you, dear. I do expect you to win at all costs. To be the gold medalist, you must. Be better, strive harder, do more, and lock it down in your mind. Now, I'm here for the win, not for second or third. I'm not mediocre. These people are mediocre. You ain't got to say that to their faces, but you got to move like that. That's all. But thank you for your comment. I really appreciated it. I'm glad that you're watching. Please come back with more. I like the interaction. And sometimes I'm wrong. It happened once in like 1989. And so I'm always here for a differing opinion. But back to Vanita, you sitting in Whitner's estate, since we're talking about her, let's just cut that part out right there. You sitting on Whitner's estate, eating Whitner's food, hanging out in Whitner's, one of many cabins or homes, whatever, because the place is ginormous and I love it. I want to go to Itchy Grass. And you told this man to shut the fuck up because you wasn't talking to him? I need some bourbon in this coffee. You got some nerve. But you always moving like a class act. That wasn't classy. That wasn't classy at all. You know what else isn't classy? Which is why I'm like, watch how you maneuver yourself. Sally, same to Austin when he stands up. As Molly said, the body was barely cold. He just announced that he woke up with that girl. And he didn't even really announce. Madison told. And you are now salivating. The spit is dripping from your mouth. You're like the puppies who just let the drool hang down. And he says, I have to pee. And he gets up from the table and you say, you need some help? Who raised you? But then, as Josefina has pointed out in our conversations, I want to be married. I'm ready to have kids. Why won't they pick me? I don't understand. They don't pick you because you're too busy jumping around with the sign saying, pick me. Pick me, pick me, pick me. What? Girl, that's not even thirst. There's not a name for what you're doing on camera forever for all and sundry to see. Your so-called future husband. Somebody gonna tell him even if he don't watch the show. Vanita, I think that every other avenue in regards to how you interact with most of the people, good job. You're doing the best you can. But I do think that you need to mind your business when it comes to Craig. I need you to zip your lips because in the coming attractions, we see you talking about Austin. No, you need to defend yourself when it comes to Craig. And you know that man is literally one lit match away from burning it all down. Why would you make yourself a target? He already hates you. Why would you make yourself a target? Don't do that. For what? Camera time? Because I'm confused as to why you would do that. Mm-mm. Molly, I wish that you would learn to not be so hard on yourself. Even when you describe yourself in the after show, you're talking about how everybody else walks gracefully and you walk like, you know, a jungle animal. Cut it out. Cut it out. You don't have to be like them. You are likable as you are. Girl. I hope that the singing career gives you more confidence. I really do. You do have a pretty voice. I'm CEO of Tone Deaf Records. Josefina still likes to hear me sing. So, there's that. Josefina, what are you saying over there? In her head vigorously. No, she's just saying that because she feels like she needs me to work harder. So saying no. Anyhow, I'm not gonna pay her any money. Josefina's only here for a short time, not a long time or a good time. Moving right along, Whitner, I still love you. My daughter's still single. And we need an invitation to Itchy Grass. Okay, thanks. That's it. That's all we got for you, Whitner. Shep and Rodrigo. Rodrigo, could always be my Robin. He could be the Robin to my Batman. Rodrigo is the best. When Madison and Shep and Rodrigo are sitting talking about Austin, and Shep is determined. Look here, Shepard, you the dude who last season we watched get paid 6 ways to Sunday. Talk about how this girl, y'all are in love. You literally told us and all your friends that the two of you were in love. This girl didn't want to come see you. She wasn't sleeping with you. She was all the things not with you. And come to find out, she was like, no, you're delusional. That was all in your head. You want to give people advice? You the man who said on camera this episode, no, because the man move is being honest. That's a man move. Have you met your friend Craig? You do realize that you are friends with the liar baron. He's the baron of all lies. Okay. Then you go and tell Rodrigo and Madison, no, because I need to talk to him. He needs some counsel. Like I need to guide him. The way Rodrigo yelled, "What? You?" I screamed. I love him. Madison, here she go trying to soften the blow. Well, maybe you should ask some questions first. Just ask questions. And your determination to tell them they were wrong, you got this. Then you go and have the conversation with Austin, and Austin's like, yo, I don't want to talk about anything. I barely trust you. I'm not too sure about you. No, I don't want to talk. Multiple times, baby, I can't with you. Shepard, just zip it. Stop talking, Shepard. Please. Also, you're 80. Get off the show. That's it. That's all. Sally, I only have one question for you. Are you okay? Because you don't seem okay. And I think that there's a therapist that would make bank off of talking to you. That's it. That's all with them. I know that Vanita, you feel supremely betrayed when that girl sat and told you that she believed you were pitting her against Molly. And I'm sorry that that happened. But hopefully, this is a teachable moment and you will learn not to move so quick and to be so trusting with anyone. Okay? All right, good talk. We're moving on because we're moving on. Summer House. Is that not one of your favorite shows, Josefina? Josefina says yes, y'all. She's mute. She just nods. Definitely getting it out. Anywho, Summer House is good. And we're only into episode 2. It's so good. Y'all, Kyle, Kyle, there's no help for you, Kyle. There's no advice. There's no counsel. We have watched you for 10 seasons make a fool of yourself. We watched you before Amanda was even officially your girlfriend. You've cheated on her. You've disrespected her. You've whined and complained about her. You're gross. Now you admit to us and all and sundry. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I guess you forget the cameras are running. I haven't been home more than a weekend, more than 1.5 weekends between January and June. So I was expecting more. I don't, again, there's no bourbon in my coffee. What? Expecting more how? This woman is a hoarder. She is messy. But you know what also happens more often than not with people who are going through things or are depressed? They don't give a fuck. So when they don't give a fuck, things just lay where they lay. They're not interested in making it nice. They're not interested in keeping to routine. She's not happy in this relationship with you, so she doesn't care. She doesn't care to do more. She doesn't care to be supportive. She doesn't want to pour into a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing home because you're not there anyway. Because you don't give a fuck about her in a real way. You. Then you vomit out information to people you just met. KJ, brand new. Levi and Bailey, brand new. Matt, sort of brand new. Also, Matt, I see you, Matt. You got eyes for Amanda and Amanda only, and I say, go forth, son, shoot your shot. Make sure you wait till the appropriate moment. But now is the appropriate moment. Go forth. Because Matt of the Matthew, because I'm assuming it's Matthew, you child, you talk to plants. Kyle, you are sickening. I don't know. I don't like, and she doesn't talk to me, and she ignores me, and I don't get any good. West, let me talk to you about West. Separate from Ciara and how he's trying to be mindful and careful and respectful when it comes to her and what could be a new, a resurgence of their friendship. Let's talk about how he clearly cares about his friends. That is hot. KJ suffers from anxiety. Check, got you, understand. But KJ has anxiety on a level where he's quiet and you think he's just being shy and he's really struggling. And he said that the morning after they first arrived. He's like, no, I was having a hard time this morning. But you know what? He voiced that because Wes is checking in. Wes is like, yo, dude, how you feeling? I know, this is new to you and you're a little anxious sometimes. How do you feel? Look here, sir. I need you to teach a course. Fuck Amanda's bullshit, money queen shit. Teach these men out here, particularly in these younger generations, how to be and show up, be there for each other, show up for each other, be supportive of each other. And guess what? Be kind. That's so kind and thoughtful. Oh my God. That touched me on a different level because men need to see more of that. There's nothing wrong with that. Then later on, the next day, when he's now settling in and he's having a good time, the next morning you check in again and you're like, I know you were a little anxious yesterday. How do you feel today? And he's like, yo, the more you ask me that, the less anxious I feel. Thank you. I love that for them, for him. Go off. Jesse, we all know you want Ciara. Back up off your man's boo. We know that you want to present yourself as a lover boo, but really, you're just a fuckboy that found someone who was challenging. But if she ever gave you the goods, you would be over it. That's what I truly believe. I don't dislike you, Jesse. I dislike the way you move her now. That man's is still in love with Ciara, or if nothing else, really in like with her. That means she not for you. You can crush on her forever and ever, amen, but you can't get at her.
Do you think the Underground Triangle by then?
No, because I don't think that West could handle a triangle. I think Wes wants Ciara and Ciara wants Wes. She doesn't really feel for Jesse the way Jesse thinks she does or hopes she does. She's just okay with being her sexy, fine, fun self around men. She doesn't have an issue. She's comfortable in her skin. So is Amanda. Paige was the one who was really uncomfortable in her skin and wasn't sure, and I got it. We all have our levels of anxiety or not. Paige hadn't gotten there. But these two women, they are okay with being friends with people. And they could still think you're hot and sexy, Josefina, but they don't want to fuck you because they know it will change the dynamic of how things are rolling. Got it. I know about that in my youth. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, back to y'all. Stop it, Josefina. I was young. I was young once upon a time. I was a hot gal back in the Brooklyn. Luckily, there was no video or tickly tick. Anywho, yeah, I love how Amanda and Ciara are there for each other. We already know they were friends. It wasn't just like they became friends because Paige is not there and now they've got to cling to each other. They are already good friends. I also like the friend that Amanda is. Amanda shows up, she's honest, she's okay now revealing things and talking to the people who have shown themselves to care about her. Look how far she and what's the one that had the baby? Lindsay have come. Remember, they were at war for a second, and it was with Kyle in the middle, and now they're like a cute little trio. I'm sure the Paige is in the mix here and there, but the girl is booked and busy. But I love this. I love this for them. I love how KJ found um, similar lines of familiarity through the way they're brought up, through what their parents like, all of that with Ciara. And Ciara was open to the conversation and the communication, and I think that some of that eased his anxiety. I love that. I love this for them. Go off, Wes. Also, the animals were pretty cute. Bailey, I'm gonna need you to dial it back because you giving me shudders and reminders of Sally. Calm down. Yes, Matt is beautiful. Clearly, Matt not overtly into anyone yet. But if you just lean back and pay attention, he not into you on that level. Dial it down.
Well, she says that.
Dial it back. She doesn't stop her from talking about how beautiful he is and embarrassing him because it makes him uncomfortable. You can clearly see it makes him uncomfortable. And his stunning eyes. Okay, girl, you got blue eyes too. Right down. Jesus Christ, out of these things. Her friend Levi though, Levi. That's all I got is your name and your friends with Bailey. Like, what we've seen Bailey at work. She's very good at her job. Her influencer shit and stopping people on the street and interviewing them off the cuff and setting up her camera and all that. Beautiful. She banged it out like a true professional. What you do, Bailey? I'm already bored. It's episode 2. Come on, Bailey. Step it up. Yeah, Kyle vomiting all his business out to the guys like they frat bros. Not okay. Carl, man, Carl is the best lover boy young dad. He's like a young dad. When he said, "Leave Bailey, what do you look for?" Like he was so serious and really interested, and I just love healthy running man, soft bar owner, book writing. I love Carl, and I wish him the. I even love how he's watching his friend suffer and trying to be supportive while staying out of the way. Carl for the win. Carl, you're also really strong. You're 6'5". Carl, you clearly like black girls. Okay. And you're closer to my age than you are them young chickies. Hey, sorry, Carl, but you could get it. You could get it in a really. He's so sweet. You got like just a big giant teddy bear kind of way. I love you. Yeah, Jesse, we already talked about you. I'm over it. And Lindsay, you look happy. You look healthy. Good for you. That's all I got. I can't wait to see you when you show up at the house because yeah, it didn't work out with your baby father, but look at you. Just speaking about Gemma and speaking positively, pouring goodness into it, go off and trying to co-parent. It seems really well. Go off. I love it. That's all my shows for this week. And now I'm gonna wrap up with what I know you're always waiting for. What I got time for. This week, I have time for Bronwyn. You thought she was gone. She's not. Oh my God, Josefina's back there clapping. She's doing the sound of clap, the opera clap. Yo, Bronwyn and that man she walking around with. I don't know if it's a real relationship, and I don't care. He's fine, and she looks phenomenal. It's New York Fashion Week. If you don't know, New York Fashion Week is happening. It started, I think, Monday or Tuesday of last week. Honey, I saw her coming out of some restaurant show, something with the re of the honor. What y'all was talking about? Did you exchange phone numbers? Not just, sliding into each other's DMs? Are you going to meet up later? Rihanna? Did she invite you to an after party? There are things I need to know. Like, wow. What I wouldn't do to be a fly on the wall or an assistant. Also, did I mention that every single shot that I've seen of her, she looks phenomenal? I saw her at Christian Siriano's show with Paige. Killing it. Go off, girl. And yes, that farting ass, nasty ass, maraschino cherry eating ass husband of hers is talking about how he wants her back and he's gonna be great and blah blah blah. Todd, blah blah blah. I feel like all Todds are just gross. You and Todd from Atlanta married to Candy. Ew. Just ew. Go off, bro. We got time. Also, I'm here for the black girl effect at all times. Did y'all see on the red carpet? Ciara was doing the, commentator interview thing. This was a couple weeks ago. She was wearing this ice blue princess dress. And of course, her bestie Amanda goes in the comments and it's like, oh, look at this real life princess. Giving her friend all the kudos. Did you see her with Jacob? What is his name? Yordi? Him. Again, 6'4", 6'5" of goodness. And chiseled jaw. The way that man was looking at her eyeballs while she was holding that microphone. And then more recently, this past week, I see him on another red carpet and premiere something. He's actually not on the actual carpet, but there's, this is the entryway and he's talking to Tiana Taylor. Him and Tiana embrace. And you see the length of this podcast? They still embracing. That man didn't release her yet. What? Girl, you like the brown girls? Because they could make your life right. Go off, Jacob. The black girl effect is so real. I don't even know what to say to y'all other than get into us. That sounded dirty. I don't have time for a lot of things, but this week, y'all already know I don't have time for Kyle. I don't have time for Kyle for Summer House. Him jumping online. He's online now, entering into the chat, talking to people who are commenting, telling them they don't understand. You don't understand what's happening, and you guys are being really cruel. And you've been giving us 10 years of nonsense, Kyle. We do understand. We understand, Kyle. We overstand, Kyle. Go sit down. I don't have time. I also am going to close out with the following, and in part, I say it in jest, but in part, I'm sort of sad and frustrated. I'm more frustrated. I am sad, but I'm more frustrated than anything. Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, is still not home, dead or alive at this point. I'm a realist. I'm a pessimist more than I am a realist. I don't believe that she's still with us. That doesn't make it okay. Give that woman back to her daughter. I'm also going to say I am boycotting Dateline in 2020 right now, and I know that y'all are feeling the loss of me watching because y'all got time to solve 2, 3, 6-month-old murders. Go solve this. Go help them people look because they not looking appropriately. This morning, before we started recording, I watched the police chief in Arizona talk about no because the family believes she's alive, so I believe she's alive. Shut up. Shut up. NYPD would have found her already. Bam, bam. They would have got her. They would have narrowed it down. They would have got her. Where's the $6 million at? Y'all just throwing away money? You got Savannah throwing away money out? What? In this economy? Where that lady at? This, according to Josefina, but I agree wholeheartedly, is giving Jesse Smollett. Remember that? Google it if you don't remember. Shame. That's what it's giving. Give Nancy Guthrie back. That's it. That's all. Okay, I love y'all. Bye until next week. Bye, y'all. Bye. Thank you for joining us.